Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Spain's King Philip VI have jointly rejected Israeli settlement expansion in the West Bank, stressing the urgent need for an immediate Gaza ceasefire, the release of detainees, and unimpeded humanitarian aid. President al-Sisi underscored the necessity of halting escalation to safeguard regional peace, warning against any forced displacement of Palestinians, which he described as aggression threatening neighboring states, security, and fueling irregular migration towards Europe. He cautioned that the political horizon for resolving the Palestinian cause is under grave threat amid Gaza's devastation, while praising Spain's principled support for peace, justice, and the Palestinian cause. King Philip VI praised Egypt's mediation and Gaza reconstruction efforts. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati has warned that Gaza is facing a humanitarian catastrophe due to Israel's aggression, accusing Israel of deliberately manufacturing famine and weaponizing starvation against civilians. He cautioned that Israeli policies risk plunging the region into a dark tunnel while seeking to liquidate the Palestinian cause. He reaffirmed Egypt's rejection of any displacement schemes and insisted there is no alternative to a two-state solution with an independent Palestinian state. He urged all countries to recognize Palestine and demanded an immediate halt to the war, stressing Egypt's ongoing coordination with international and regional partners to end the brutal assault. Egypt has welcomed the findings of the UN Independent International Commission of Inquiry, which confirmed that Israeli occupation forces committed genocide against Palestinian civilians in Gaza. In a statement by the Foreign Ministry, Egypt states that the report documented systematic crimes and violations over nearly 2 years, including deliberate policies of killing, starvation, siege, and destruction, exposing the falsehood of Israel's claims of legal compliance while committing atrocities against defenseless civilians. Egypt urged the international community to act urgently to end Palestinian suffering, ensure accountability under international justice, and support the restoration of legitimate Palestinian rights through the establishment of an independent state on the June 4, 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as its capital. Hospitals in Gaza are facing a total collapse under relentless Israeli bombardment, with medical staff struggling to treat mounting casualties as shortages of medicine and supplies worsen. The United Nations says only 3 of its 6 medical points in Gaza City remain functional, while doctors warn of a health catastrophe. Despite Israeli evacuation orders and heavy strikes, hospital staff and the World Health Organization insist they will stay with their patients. Survivors describe being pulled from rubble as families are torn apart by the violence. Israel has dropped leaflets over Gaza City ordering residents to evacuate a day after launching its ground offensive to seize control of the enclave's main urban center. Children were seen collecting the leaflets, while some residents said they would not leave. At the Shifa hospital, families mourned loved ones killed in Israeli strikes. Israel's military says it is opening an additional evacuation route for 48 hours as it seeks to clear the city of civilians and fight Hamas combatants. But hundreds of thousands remain in Gaza City, many too fearful to move south due to bombardment, dire conditions, and fears of permanent displacement. Israel says it is targeting Hamas while avoiding civilian casualties. The European Commission has proposed suspending free trade arrangements with Israel over the war in Gaza, though the plan currently lacks enough support among EU member states. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas also outlined sanctions targeting two Israeli ministers, violent settlers and Hamas members, stressing the aim is to improve humanitarian conditions in Gaza, not punish Israel. The proposals follow Commission President Ursula von der Leyen's announcement of new measures last week. Von der Leyen told the European Parliament that suspending bilateral support will not affect cooperation with Israel's civil society or Yad Vashem. Previous attempts to restrict Israel's access to EU research funding also failed to secure backing from member states.
Will further deepen the humanitarian crisis. Today, I presented a robust package of sanctions of Hamas.
Jordan's king and Qatar's emir held official talks in Amman to discuss regional developments. Jordan's king Abdullah II reaffirmed his country's full solidarity with Qatar and its support for all measures taken to protect Qatari sovereignty and territorial integrity. For his part, the emir of Qatar, Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, vowed to take all necessary steps to defend Qatar's security in response to Israeli aggression. Both leaders underscored the importance of supporting the Palestinian people in securing their legitimate national rights and emphasized the need for political solutions to regional crises to safeguard security and stability.